What's good gang, TG Coop here, and today I am going to be doing an opening of the Royal Mail video game stamps. I have the video games presentation pack as well as the limited edition collector's pack. At the time of recording and buying these stamps, the games collection pack, the standard loadout, is $14.25 and it's still up for sale. However, the limited edition pack I cannot see on sale anymore, but maybe it will come back. However, that was $14.95, so not much more expensive. I'm not expecting to see a difference too much in the contents, but more so that this one you can obviously keep sealed, whereas this one you can use for display purposes as it's already out. So as you can see, the first set of stamps is dedicated to the different iterations of Tomb Raider over the years. If we take a look, there's 4 stamps in total, and these stamps are separate to the card, so you do have the option of cutting the stamps out if you really want to use them. Otherwise, this paper you can take away and frame separately. Behind the stamps themselves, you have information regarding some of the artifacts for each game, that they give the title and a rundown of the series. As you can see here, there's a protective film over the stamps, so if you want to keep them on this card, that's an option too, which is great. It's not so great for the camera, but never mind. So each iteration, you've got Tomb Raider 1996, Adventures of Lara Croft, which is 98, Tomb Raider Chronicles, which is 2000, and then the Tomb Raider reboot from 2013, and that's just on the front of the card, which, as you can see in the background of the card as well, you've got artwork from the Tomb Raider reboot, which is really nice, and obviously you've got the information there as well. The only thing here is that you've got a barcode, but then if you flip it over, you then have more information on the series as well as concept art. So even on this card itself, before you get to the main lot of cards here, there's quite a lot of love gone into the presentation of it. I don't collect stamps. I bought these because it was video games related, but this to me is like a great way that I could frame it or do something interesting with it in order to put it on display. The back of the card, it goes through the history of Tomb Raider up until the Shadow of Tomb Raider, which was released in 2018 and sold over 4 million copies worldwide. So it gives you a blurb there, and then each piece of art is numbered and then it's described there. So for example, number 1, it says, this concept render from the 2007 Tomb Raider anniversary game shows the interior of an Atlantean pyramid. So it's not only giving you the front, the stamps, the protective film, the information for the artifact for each game, but then it goes on to explain the concept art and do it in a presentable way, so that if you had 1 or 2, you could literally put them side by side and display them. Okay, so that's it for the Tomb Raider sleeve. And then if we move on to the other set of stamps, so you can already see that the presentation pack is broke down into a foldable type leaflet. So the flap comes opens and then it opens like that. For now, if we just take a quick look at the 8 stamps that's included. So from left to right, you have Elite, Worms, Sensible Soccer, Lemmings, Wipeout, Micro Machines, which I love that stamp, and Dizzy and Populous. Those are the screenshotted stamps there. Now, much like the Tomb Raider sleeve, it is behind a protective film, so if you want to take them out, you can. And then another little cool detail they've added is that behind each one, you have basically a slogan or the tagline for each game behind them, which is really nice also, because you won't see that unless you move the stamps. Let me try and peel this one forward. There you go. So for the 8 games, you get 8 slogans, taglines, something that's related to the game in its original font too. And I need to be careful because I want to keep these in here. Right, so that's the stamps. And then the actual presentation pack itself, if you open it, details in date order each game and gives a blurb about them also. So it gives a breakdown at the top. You can see that there. This being this panel, which is the panel that overlaps the pack in order for it to stay shut. And then it goes through Elite, Dizzy, Populous, and then Lemmings. And then if you switch this over, go from top to bottom, you've got Micro Machines, Sensible Soccer, Wipeout, and Worms. All in all, it's a pretty cool pack, and the presentation is really nice. The only thing with this is, unlike the Tomb Raider one where you have an actual side that you can display, you know what the front side is in comparison to the back. This one has so much information and cool games on both sides that you're not going to really want to pick a side depending, unless you like. For me, these games hold more relevance than these ones, just because I'm a 90s baby. So out of these four, I know that I played Lemmings on the Game Boy. However, I have never played Populous, Dizzy, or Elite. So for me, this side holds way more weight because I've played each one of these games, especially Wipeout. Wipeout and Micro Machines. But basically, each game is given a date. Then it's the machine it was released on, and it gives you the controller scheme as well. It also gives a fact at the top. So for Elite's vector graphics were an advanced feature in 1984. And then Dizzy's large animated face gives him an expressive quality. So, well, I say them facts, but them little tidbits of information. And then it goes into the main blurb, and each game also has like a main fact. So all in all, it's a really nice pack. The graphics are super bright. It looks really good. And yeah, that's the video games presentation pack. Okay, so moving on to the limited edition Gamer Collection pack. As you can see, it's in a steel case. If I pop it open, I'm expecting to see the same contents from the other one. Just that it's kept in this nice case with all the games featured on the front. So I'm not expecting much else with the price. Oh, that's a pleasant surprise. God damn. Oh, okay. So instead of a card layout, we end up with a magazine, leaflet, I don't know however you want to call it, but the same information is hosted from the presentation pack on here with the same graphics. However, the stamps are totally separate. So you end up with a nice collectible booklet that details all the same games for all the same stamps. However, you end up with cards. This is really nice because this changes. Oh wow. Okay, so before I look at the postcards, you get a certificate of authenticity. I think I said that right. And then on the back, it actually says limited edition gamer collection pack, certificate of authenticity, date of issue 21st of January 2020. This pack is one of an edition limited to 2,500, so that explains why it's sold out. Sorry for not doing my research. The number of this pack is 547, and that's on the back there with a signature. And that's really nice. And if you take a look in the top right corner, the Romeo shines. I like that. I like that a lot. All the games are detailed on the front again. And then the cards themselves, the information on these cards are actually different to... Actually, no, it's not. It's not different, it's shortened. So, this paragraph here, originally created in 1984 by David Brabant and Ian Bell for the BBC Micro and Acorn Electron home computers, is the same information that's on the presentation pack and the booklets here. So they cut down the information in order to provide you with housing for a stamp, a bigger graphic, And then on the flip side, boom, that is pretty. I don't get excited over stamps, but I can see why people do. Yo, that is crazy. So I'm gonna show each card now as well, for size reference and detailing reference. It's pretty cool. So that is the Elite game, and then it goes on to Dizzy, and as you can see, all the stamps are located in the top right corner. And it also refers to, so the message on the front here, so for Elite, right on Commander, and for Dizzy, this text, it actually relates to the presentation pack behind the stamps here. So you basically get all the same information and all the same graphics and all the same throwbacks, but displayed in a way that on the card it makes use of the more space, and it also gives a shorter paragraph to what's in the presentation pack and the booklet. So this one is Populous, and that's with the stamp, and then that's the card on the back. Lemmings with a giant oh no, and I like that. That one's cool. I really like that. And then Micro Machines, and this one's my favorite one, Micro Machines. And then Sensible Soccer as well, with a big ass goal. And as you can see, the color trim always goes with the card as well, which is nice. And all these stamps, they are peelable. Like, I can feel the texture there. If I wanted to take that off, I could. I would probably ruin the card as well, but and wipe out as well. I like this screenshot is giving a lot of justice on the back of this. This screenshot here looks way better than it does on the presentation pack and the stamp itself. Like, that screenshot there in comparison to that, way more justice. And that is Wipeout, the original Wipeout, not 2097. So this is the 1995 game. And then Worms as well. And that's really cool because it's captured the explosion going off. So yeah, all in all, if you are a stamp collector and you play games, this collection, for a retro gamer especially, is popping. I'm super happy with it. I'm glad I bought both editions because these cards themselves, they can be framed and put up in order of year or whatever it is. Not only that, it's just a nice memento to capture time and celebrate games. Unfortunately, the only thing I can say is that I was hoping that the Tomb Raider stamps would make an appearance in the limited edition collection, just so that I could have two of the backing cards at least, so then I could have done something maybe interesting with them if I do frame them, if I do put them out, if I do display them. So that is a bonus that the presentation pack has over the limited edition collection, in that the Tomb Raider stamps only comes with the presentation pack or the other purchases on the site. I know that there are multiple editions of these stamps in general. I will put the links in the description below for you to find the packs if you want to buy them. But yeah, all in all, I'm happy about the quality and the game choices that they've used, the information that they've put on there, and the fact that they've chosen to commemorate gaming in such a way with some classic titles that are on a range of consoles. So yeah, if you are a stamp collector and you're watching this video, please let me know how this differs from your other collections or any other packs that they may have put out. I didn't realise that Royal Mail actually do different editions of sets for different franchises. For example, I think on there at the moment there is Marvel and Harry Potter amongst other things. So with that being said, I'm going to look there more often for gift ideas, because these are really cool. And if I was bought these as a Christmas present for £15 or less depending on the pack, it's really impressive. So yeah, well done Royal Mail. Like, I wasn't expecting such a high quality of presentation, and I'm really happy with the purchase. So if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and think about checking out my other unboxing and opening videos where I do the same kind of thing, go through the motion, and give my first impressions, honest ones at that. So yeah, I've been TG Coop, this is Tron Gang, peace.